Hello, my friend. It's the Crypto Lunatic, live from the Lunar Café, bringing you a market update. So, what is happening? Is it doom and gloom in crypto? Is it time to exit? Time to get out? Time to run for the hills? Well, today I just want to bring you an update of where is the big money going? What is happening? What is happening? Is the market being manipulated? What is coming, and why are the big boys selling so much Bitcoin at the moment? So today is just all about stats. It's about follow the money. We're going to play a game called Follow the Money and look at the ETFs. Now, ETFs are exchange traded products. Now, what these are, or ETFs, exchange traded funds. So these are the biggest people in finance that have institutional grade products that they sell to their high net worth investors. And crypto has only just really been hitting the radar for the last couple of years. Prior to that, these weren't available, and the big money was out of crypto. But now it's been getting back in, they've been applying for things, and the American government being shut down, which is now just opened. It's just opened, my friends. At the end of last week, the American government reopened. Now, things got held in the system, especially the approval for exchange traded fund products. Now, we're going to look into that today, just that aspect, because when we're looking at an overall assessment of the market, we need to know what the big boys are doing, and we need to know potential macro things that could affect the market. Now, there's always danger for stuff completely outside of crypto and finance, like wars, destructions, government shutdowns, breakdowns in government, revolutions, things like that can influence the macro. But within crypto, all we can do is follow the money. And today we're going to follow the money, my friends. We're going to take a little look as to what's happening. So we start at DeFi Llama, and we see here, when we go to here, we see that the ETF, exchange traded funds inflows, have been brutal. Now, this is as bad as it's been in any 2 week period since I've started been doing these videos. It's absolutely brutal. So most people would look at this, or some people would look at this and think that's it. It's a bear market. It's time to get out. And let's have a look. Let's break down. Let's find out exactly who's doing what. So here, this tells us by day which funds here, these are the funds, and these are what they're doing. And as you can see, that most of them are red, 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 red. And we see certain columns like GDBTC. Now, this is grayscale. And all they have done is sold, 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 sold. They have been brutalizing the price of Bitcoin. So, and Fidelity, again, up and down. They've been buying in, they've been selling off, buying in, selling off. But they've been mainly selling off with huge sales here, suppressing the price. So we look at these prices and we think, what is going on and why is this happening? Why are all of these, why are all these funds selling so much? And this gives you an overview of the flows per day. And you see, look here, since here, where we had 4 million in on the 11th of the 11th, there you go. For you numerologists around, that was a good day for crypto. But then suddenly, look, followed up with minus 278, minus 866, minus 492. Absolutely pummeling the market, pummeling the market. And look, IBIT, which is the iShares Bitcoin Trust, has been brutally, has been going completely red. In fact, there's only three funds that are green at all. Most of the funds have been suppressing the market. And here you can see which who are the people. Now, I want you to remember these names for the rest of this presentation. iShares Bitcoin Trust, Fidelity, Grayscale, two Grayscale funds here, ARK 21, Bitwise, ProShares, Van Eck, Investco, CoinShares, Franklin, Bitcoin. There's a few others, but they're the big ones. See, remember these names because we're now going to go to three AI engines as we do and ask them the same questions. And this was the question. This was the question, my friend. So let's move me over there. So Grok, how many crypto ETFs are awaiting approval? What are the likely timelines for these approvals to be granted? And what is the percentage likelihood of the approvals being granted? And which companies stand to benefit the most? So we'll go through this. Look, this says as of November 2025, approximately 130 to 155 crypto ETFs, more precisely exchange traded products or ETPs. So it's included ETPs in this, and between 130 and 155 exchange traded products waiting for clearance. The backlog grew to the US government shutdown. Now, this is hugely significant. Hugely significant. So let's look at the key pending crypto ETFs by asset. Solana, XRP, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Cardano, Polkadot. And here's a few others that are in the mix. So all of these, but this is the thing here. Look, I want you to remember what we've just talked about. Who are the people? Key issuers. Who are the people waiting for these? Oh, look, it's all of these companies that have been guilty of selling off Bitcoin. Grayscale, Canary Capital, Franklin Templeton, 21 shares, Bitwise, VanEck. Seem familiar, my friends? Does this seem familiar from this little list here? All the people that are rampantly selling Bitcoin at the moment and suppressing the market. So we go back, we go down, we see more, the likely timelines. Now, this is saying November, December, that this could happen anytime. That's the short term, medium term, and longer term. So it could be next year. It could be. Delays could still occur if SEC amendment requires amendments or the broader regulatory shifts. Percentage likelihood of the approvals. So look at these. All very high percentages of the likelihood of approvals there, my friends. So, and the companies that stand to benefit the most. And here we are, look, the usual suspects, Bitwise, Grayscale, 21 shares, Canary Capital, Franklin Templeton, VanEck. There they are. Look at them. Underlying crypto project, Solana, Ripple, Dogecoin. There we have it, my friends. There we have it. That's Grok. So let's ask Perplexity just for an alternative perspectives. Now they've only targeted the funds, the exchange traded funds, not the exchange traded products. And there's 16 of them. And look, companies most likely to benefit. And here we are, the usual suspects, BlackRock, IBIT, Bitcoin. ETF already dominates more than 61% of the market share and nearly 100 billion of assets under management. Grayscale, Bitwise. Here they are, my friends, the usual suspects. And look, waiting approval, 16. Look, approval timeline, 75 days. Likelihood of approval, 95 to 100%. Leading beneficiaries, yes, you guessed it. Look who's on the list. Look who's on the list, my friends. And finally, let's go to ChatGPT, and we see exactly what we've already been told. These have said 92 crypto ETF applications. So we're getting vastly conflicting information. But the point being that even if it's, oh, here's, so for example, 16 spot altcoins for spot altcoin portfolios. Now, this is massive because Ethereum and Bitcoin have already got their ETFs, but this is where altcoins come into the mix. So look, probability of likelihood of approvals. So Bloomberg, 16 applications are 100% likely to be improved. So here we have it. You can read through this if you like. Let's look at risks and downside because it's important that we get both sides of the coin. So even with faster process, the SEC could still reject specific applications if they're concerns about custody, redemption mechanism, market manipulation, compliance, and S1 disclosures, etc., etc. The 100% quote from Balchunas and his models output based on current filings, models can be wrong, especially if the underlying conditions change or new issues arise. So here we go. My estimate for the 16 frontline altcoin ETFs, probability of approval seems very high, say 90% plus. Given current regulatory momentum for the broader 90 applications, a strong majority should see approval over time by a small fraction. It may be rejected, delayed significantly. So, and look, the usual suspects. Who are going to win? All of these suspects that have been suppressing the price of crypto at the moment. Now, Is it coincidental that all of these companies that stand to benefit from the pending ETFs are selling off Bitcoin and suppressing the price? Well, my friends, look, I'm not here to say that it is or it isn't. I'm just here to give you the facts. This isn't investment advice. It's complete opposite. It's just me looking at the facts and the figures here and seeing what I say. Now, crypto is hugely risky. Could we be in a bear market? We could be in a bear market and prices could go down much, much, much lower. Always in crypto. Absolutely always. But it's really, really, really important that we look at the big picture and all these companies stand to benefit. And ask yourself this question as I ask myself. All of these companies that have been selling off and suppressing the price of all of crypto at the moment, are they going to want to be as motivated to sell everything off when these new products become available and they get approvals? Well, I'll ask you that question, my friends. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments. Let me know your thoughts on the market. Is there another leg up coming, or are we spiraling downhill? Be interested to get your thoughts, my friends. It will be interesting, but either way, whatever you do, if you've liked this video, then please do like and subscribe for more of the same. Another video there if you want it. And either way, stay lunatic, have fun, and make money with crypto.